Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for, I almost thought I wasn't recording, Better Call Saul Season 2, Episode 4. So, last time, I was thinking about the episode, and, I, briefly saw on the thumbnail Nacho, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, the whole Mike thing with Nacho, and, a higher level paid job, possibly having to kill someone, maybe, or finding a workaround, possibly as I theorized he might do. But and then I looked at my notes and I was like, oh yeah, Cliff is pissed because Jimmy decided to play the ad before letting the people on the board see it and everything. So, and we got cliffhangered on that. And I mean, I love the Mike stuff. I always love the Mike stuff, but that is really what I want to see. And somehow I just didn't think of it right away. So yeah, I'm excited for this episode, guys, and I'm just on a journey because it's like I've said it before, but I feel like I'm so rooting for Jimmy to do good and bad at the same time. I can't wait for him to become Saul Goodman and build the empire that he builds, and I want to see that. But as the show has progressed, that's how I felt in the very beginning. But as the show has progressed, I just want him to be successful and prove Chuck wrong and stuff like that. But anyways, let's watch this episode and see what happens. Also, Happy New Year, everyone. Because of the way I release these videos, I mentioned it before with my other stuff. It might not be New Year's when you're seeing this, but it's New Year's Day for me, so that's what counts, right? But yeah, let's start the episode, shall we? All right, we're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Mike. So you gotta think about his. Oh, are they still there? I just remembered that they were staying there a little bit, right? Oh shit. Did he forget that they're staying there? Where'd you get all that money? Does this mean he did the job? Or did he get paid ahead of time? Hmm. Oh shit. And maybe he did do the job. Okay, maybe they're not there. But they made a note to show us the money. Maybe it's not because someone will find it, but it's because they want us to know he did the job. Oh shit! Yeah, that's something we didn't see before because it was too dark. Are we gonna get a 10 hours earlier or something? Oh, his lips swollen too. God damn! Mike beat up. But one? Question mark? Oh. Is this him showing? Okay, he's showing. Didn't seem happy. Okay. Damn. Well. So they didn't like it. Chuck's there. Oh, shit. Kim. Shit. She covered for him. Like, not really covered, but she could have easily sold Jimmy out further and said, like, he told me that Cliff was all for this, you know? Because technically he did. So Jimmy just got her in trouble, too. Ugh. Fucking Chuck. So this is before. He's not all fucked up. I like how they didn't even have to tell us that. It's just like, well, you'll figure it out. Hmm. I didn't realize. My bad. I was listening to this conversation, but I guess in the beginning I didn't quite understand what he was saying. So is the hit on Tuco? Because unfortunately, we know that Tuco lives, which means I don't think that Mike's job goes too well. Damn. Jeez. Yeah, someone's skull. Crystal. Alright, yeah, my bad, guys. I thought he was talking about someone he did a deal with on the regular. With Tuco. But it makes more sense if Tuco's not here for this. If I was thinking it was like, okay. Damn, Mike. Alright, well, I kind of wish it was someone else because we know how far Tuco makes it in um Breaking Bad, you know? What's he doing here? Is he looking for Kim? Oh, did she get moved? Or no? Maybe? Okay, maybe she's just working. Yeah. Oh wow, so he... God. Uh... Fuck, man. So excited for his like success with the commercial and stuff, and like him waiting for that phone call and then hearing them all start coming and then we kind of knew that he didn't go to Cliff first because we saw him like juggling outside of his room, but oh boy, he's going to Chuck. Ooh, not. Oh, yeah, he's gonna ground himself. Okay, he almost didn't bother. Shit, he's pissed. Now, what does he think Chuck did? Because I know. Do he's have a key? Uh, is it him because he goes to the office? Is he using a broken watch? Or maybe it's a. No. Do all watches need like batteries, electricity? I don't know if there were any like mechanical ones, but he might just be using one without the battery as like show. Well, he came over pissed and sees this. This is so their relationship, right? Yeah, he came here pissed, seemingly pissed at Chuck, but obviously we know Chuck was in the room when in Hamlin with Hamlin, and it seemed like he was kind of pushing Hamlin to mess with Kim because Kim is close to Jimmy, kind of thing. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know if Jimmy knows that. That's the thing. So what is Jimmy mad about? Because he shouldn't have known that he was there. I mean, now he really knows that he was there today. Oh shit. Damn. Oh shit! He's always like a gun guy in all these shows. God damn it. Oh! Wait, no, he was in this show before, right? Bobby fucking Singer. He was in Breaking Bad, right? Didn't he sell a gun to like Walter or something? Ah, God, I love this guy. He's used to the older style, right? The last one's gonna be an older one, isn't it? Yep, here it is. Yep. Simple, old school. That is. Yep. Yeah, Mike's not the kind of guy to use one of those hernias, as he called them. Cleaned his fingerprints off it. Smart. Damn. Swell guy. Alright. He's not buying a gun. So what does he do? Ah, I'm so intrigued. After that beginning, I'm really fascinated by his story. Jimmy's still here. Just sitting, looking at him. Yep. Hmm. Oh, so caring. Think it's about time for a conversation. Yep, here it is. Uh huh. Yeah. Ha, cliff pun. I get it. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, uh, I mean, well, that went pretty much as poorly as I thought it was gonna go. Alright, what's the deal, Mike? Mikey Mike, Mike and Ike. Hmm. His name is Tuco Salamanca, right? He's talking about just bringing in more people like that. Hmm. Interesting. Oh, so fascinated because just knowing what I know about the future of the show, of 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 you know, Breaking Bad, but it still doesn't make the mystery any less of what they're gonna do, you know? Like still Mike ends up the way he is somehow. So what does he do that gets him beat so much? He didn't flip the other one around. That's not. He looks a little similar to. No, it's not. That guy looks a little similar, doesn't he? To Jimmy's. Oh, they did that with all that money, didn't they? They only showed us the last roll. Jimmy's secretary. Just a little bit. But we haven't seen his secretary enough for me to, like, super know. Doing his lie detector stare. Well, Tuco be Tuco. So what's the plan? Uh... Alright. Now, is there actually I thought Mike was... Oh, wait. No, maybe he is pulling in there. Okay. Is Mike part of the fight? Is that how he gets beat up? Oh, shit. Uh... Wow, this is a pretty big risk. Oh, I just realized he has Tuco's necklace around his neck. He was holding it. Oh, shit. So he probably goes to jail for a little bit, but not a while, right? Hmm. Thing is the cops know Mike. He saw the hundreds. Yep. Oh man, gotta time this fight right too. He's like, what if the cops came too quickly? What if there was a cop nearby? You know? Yep. And there's the escalation. He stays. He leaves. Oh, knocked into the car. Will the cops find it? Uh, Bracing himself for the hits. Oh, man. Taking those hits. Oh. Damn. Oh, what a crazy bastard, Tuco, you motherfucker. Hits again. Oh, man. Just fucking... That's great. Taunts him with that last thing and gets him to hit him again right in front of the cops that time. No denying it. In front of the dash cams, too, probably, as well. Okay, so it's all fucked up. Does he go and get his money here? Does he not get 50,000? That doesn't look like $50,000, right? He probably doesn't get 50,000 because Tuco's not dead. He's in jail. Damn. Yeah. Hmm. And then he just leaves. Oh, that's so Mike. Well, does that put Nacho in charge for now while Tuco's gone? Oh shit. Oh damn. That is it, guys, for episode 4. So yeah, like I kinda thought that there were like that's how it was gonna end, you know? That it was gonna be what's it called? My Oh no, never mind. I think that's the poster. Yeah, okay. I saw my little right up there is the camera, and I have the thing turned towards me, so I can see myself in that, but I can also see myself over there where I'm recording. And I saw the poster up in the top corner, and I thought that was my light that I have. I have like a light like right there. I thought that was like in the camera a little bit. I was like, oh shit, is that in the frame? But no, we're good. But yeah, I at one point during the Mike stuff, I was like, okay, we're probably gonna stick with Mike till the end of the episode because I saw how much time was left and everything. And then I just got so into it that I forgot that I even thought that earlier in the episode, and then it just ended. But man, like, excuse me. I guess talk about the Mike stuff, I guess, first, and then we'll get into the Jimmy stuff. A lot of the times I go like from the beginning of the show, especially when I do anime, I go from the beginning of the show towards the end and talk about each thing as they happened. But here we kind of like went to Mike and then didn't see much more from that, and then went to the Jimmy stuff and then back to Mike. So I'll just talk about the Mike stuff and then talk about the Jimmy stuff after. So seeing Mike beat up in the beginning was genius and didn't tell us like how many hours like before or after that was and stuff like that. I felt like that was really good storytelling because they didn't have to do like the whole like, hey guys, like this is how long after this happened or whatever or before or however they would have done it, because they can do it by showing him hurt and then going back. But I also like that they set up the idea of killing Tuco, but the thing is they know, the audience knows that Tuco like knows where, like, in Breaking Bad, where, like, that Tuco's in there, right? So it makes you instantly like, okay, well, then I know Mike doesn't kill Tuco, so how do you keep the story interesting for the people who have watched Breaking Bad, right? And the answer to that was to make it so he goes to buy a gun and then decides not to, and then you're like, ooh, wait, what is he doing then? You know? And also, if he was to buy the sniper, the other genius thing is how did he get his face beat up so much, right? If you're sniping someone, generally that means you're not getting hit by the person, right? So like what happened there? And they did a really good job of keeping the mystery there, even though we've all seen, or probably most of us have seen Breaking Bad, you know, so that's really cool. And I mean, it got him away for 5 to 10 years, so, but I have a feeling he might get out early, maybe, because, like, we don't know what year this is, right? So maybe it is 5 years before Breaking Bad, but it also might not be, so I don't know. It's really interesting, because I don't know. Maybe there's been something in this show that has given us a year, right? Like, I wonder if any of, like, the newspapers or anything going on in the world or whatever could have given us, like, their cell phones alone kind of give us a little bit of an idea, but that's, like, a bit of a range, right? But I also, on the flip side, even if I did know that and I spent the time to try to, like, think of it, right? I don't know when Breaking Bad took place. Like, I don't know what year it was when season 1 of Breaking Bad started. So, you know, either way, it's definitely interesting, but it makes sense. I like that, you know, that takes care of Tuco for at least a decent chunk of this show. Like, we probably, unless he gets out really fast, like escapes or something like that, which I doubt. Excuse me, sorry for yawning so much. Tuco's gone from the story for a decent bit, so it's just interesting. But I definitely liked the way that Mike handled it, because we've known that he doesn't really want, like, what are the as the vet said, like, if you want next level pay, you need to do next level jobs, kind of thing. We know that he wants the money, but he doesn't want to, like, kill people, right? It seems like, um, and I respect that and everything, but man, like, can you imagine if things just went, like, a little bit more worse? Like, the cop showed up just a little bit earlier before he was even able to escalate it to the point of him hitting him. What if Tuco, like, when you rely on someone being insane, that's a little bit insane yourself, right? Because what if Tuco didn't, even though he knows, he heard from Nacho that Tuco's a loose cannon and is crazy when he is high, which he does after the drug deals, which they talked about. When you rely on someone that's, like, crazy like that, you never know what they're gonna do. I mean, you can kind of, like, rely on the fact that you know that he gets violent, but what if he heard those cop sirens and didn't just tell Nacho to leave? What if he left too? But he didn't, and he stayed, and it all worked out. But my point is it's just, it felt really risky doing that. But yeah. Oh man. I guess because it was part of it, Bobby Singer showing up. I don't know. I think that's his real name, isn't it? I think he uses either that, or it's a stage name that he uses in a lot of shows, because I believe he was in The Boys and he went by Bobby Singer, and I think I've seen him in another show where he went by Bobby Singer, and then obviously Supernatural being the first one I've seen him in with that name, right? I don't know if that was the first one he's been in, but he uses that name a lot, so, like, I think that's his name that he just uses, and it's, like, a really cool thing. Like, not a lot of actors do that, so, but seeing him again, it didn't dawn on me right away. Like, I kind of forgot that he showed up in Breaking Bad, and then, like, I saw him and I was like, oh, it's this guy, and then, like, I recognized him as the actor before I recognized him as the role that he played in Breaking Bad, and then it suddenly dawned on me that he was in Breaking Bad, so it's not new to this world that he is around, right? It was just me forgetting that he was there, but I'm glad that I remembered. That's one of those small details I feel like you could forget, because I think he only had, like, one, maybe two appearances in Breaking Bad, and they weren't very long, right? He was just, like, selling a gun. So that was really cool. But yeah. I apologize for me not realizing that Nacho was going after Tuco. I don't know why, but the beginning of that conversation, I might have been talking about something else, or I was thinking about something else, but something had me, like, my mind was drifting. And I was, like, listening to what they were saying, and he was, like, talking about, like, how their day goes and everything. I just didn't realize that it was Tuco that he wanted to die. Like, he was talking about, like, car always facing, like, always, maybe he said the car was always parked in front of there, and he's always facing out when he sits there, not because, like, it's a gangster thing, or he claims it's a gangster thing, but it's because he wants to, like, keep an eye on his car, or whatever, like, that whole thing. I thought that was him. I didn't realize he was talking about Tuco at first. I thought he was talking about someone else that, like, sits in his car in front of there, like, a gangster thing or whatever. I don't know. And, like, I don't know why. It makes sense that Nacho would be going after Tuco, because if Nacho wanted Mike to go after someone that they do deals with, that him and Tuco do deals with, you would think Tuco would be involved in the negotiations of getting him killed, right? Getting, like, the guy they work with or sell to or whatever killed, but yeah, so it makes sense. I don't know, my brain was just somewhere else in that moment, but I figured it out, so no harm, no foul. It's just I I didn't follow that conversation as fully as I should have. I don't know what it was. I don't know what I was doing, but yeah. Anyway, moving on to the Jimmy stuff this episode. Whew. It did not go well. The meeting with Cliff, the commercial, all that. I can kind of understand where Cliff is coming from and the others, right? Like, for one, he did go behind their backs. If they do try to do this whole like group thing where they keep everyone in the loop and everyone agrees to all this stuff and they work together as a team, right? It makes sense that they'd be angry at this. And then I was like, part of me was like, well, you see I was kind of in Jimmy's shoes where like you see the results, like this worked very well. But they brought up the point of we have other clients that might not want to be involved in this kind of thing, because the commercial is a little bit of like, hey, I don't know. There was something about the commercial that was a little bit scammy, where it's like, I don't know. Obviously, it's for a good cause. It's to help these people and everything, but I can't put my finger on it, but there was something about the commercial that just rubbed me a little bit the wrong way watching it. So I can kind of understand what they mean of like their clients that have nothing to do with the Sandpiper stuff might not want to have anything to do with this business if this is the kind of commercials that they play and everything. So I found myself where I started off being like Jimmy, like, hey, it worked out well, so what's the problem, right? It's not that bad of a commercial. Like, sure, there was like, even when we saw it in the last episode, there was a little part of it that rubbed me a little bit the wrong way, but I mean, it got the job done. It wasn't too expensive, and he only did it in like a controlled area, right? Like, it wasn't like this was all over the state or the country. So, but then like as Cliff talked, I still felt really bad for Jimmy, but I started feeling a little bit more understanding towards their side, right? So, but yeah, 2 votes to fire. I imagine Cliff was the 1 vote not to fire, since he was the one that believed in second chances. The other two people seemed very angry, but they also, the other two, Cliff made a point of like, hey, maybe they just didn't want to re-say the same thing that Cliff said, but Cliff made a point of mentioning that like, hey, this is about like our cred with the other people that aren't a part of, retirement homes and stuff like that. But the other two were more focused on the fact that he went behind their back. It seemed like they were more salty about that than anything. Which seems like if it worked and it was okay, like maybe let it slide a little bit, but they're like at the fire level kind of thing. But I get it. I do, but I like Cliff saying like I believe in second chances and everything. So, but the thing that really upset me is, props to Kim for defending Jimmy in that meeting. Not really defending Jimmy, but leaving out the fact that, Jimmy made it seem like, because she might have been able to win over Hamlin's favor a little bit if she made Hamlin hate Jimmy even more, or not hate Jimmy, but be like disappointed in Jimmy even more kind of thing. Because I don't think Hamlin hates Jimmy. I just think he is angry that all this made him look a little bad too, right? But she could have easily said that, oh, well, Jimmy made it seem like Cliff was already in the loop, kind of like what they were talking about, but she didn't want him to go to Hamlin. Like, when Jimmy approached her, she didn't want him to go to Hamlin at all. She wanted to leave it as is, and now she's back in the cornfield again, and I feel bad for Kim. Like, yes, I understand there needs to be consequences for your actions and stuff like that, and in Hamlin's mind, she knew about the commercial and didn't say anything. even though she didn't know that there was something that needed to be said, like Jimmy mentioned later on. But like, just the fact that this is a second time in what, I don't know how long it's been. I mean, it has been a bit of time, but it hasn't been like years, right? That she is back in the cornfield, and it's like every time you do something wrong, you get kicked that far down. Like, I don't know entirely what it means to be in the cornfield. I don't know how hard it would be. Like, if nothing changes, I don't know what it would mean for, like, how long would it take her to get from where she is now back to the office that she had before. I'm not sure. It seems like she got bumped down real far. At least that's the way they make it sound. So I don't know, but yeah, last time this happened, it was because, and that's the thing, like, it always feels so minor to me. Like, last time she was working with the something mins, right? The crap, I can't remember their name. Kettlemans? I think Kettlemans, I believe. They were working with she was working with the Kettlemans, and they were being very unreasonable, and ended up losing them as a client, and she took the hit for that. Like, I get it, losing a client is bad, but you lose one client because they were completely irrational, and you're gonna kick her down to the cornfield? Like, I don't know. It's just, and even then I felt like she wasn't very happy with the way she was being treated at this job. But here she still said, like, I need this job, so she still wants to stay even after being kicked down again. But I feel real bad for Kim. I feel like it's not a great work environment if, like, if you make one mistake, you're kicked down. And like this one specifically, I think maybe there's a little bit more merit to her being kicked down. I still think it's rather extreme, right? But the Kettlemans, I feel, was completely unneeded, right? Like, I mean, I also am assuming that she explained the situation to Hamlin, and she still got kicked down. Like, because the Kettlemans' whole thing was they wanted to go to trial, and she was trying to get them to take the deal. And, you know, would Hamlin be okay with taking a loss if she was just like, to keep the clients, I would have had to go to court, you know, and we would have lost. Like, would Hamlin have been okay with that? Because I feel like losing is almost worse, because that, you know, I think a lot of the things with lawyers is your success record is what you want to be good, right? So losing a client, sure, they lost some money with that loss and everything, but I don't know. Either way, it's just, I definitely felt like the Kettleman one was a bit extreme, and now this one I feel like it's a little bit extreme. Like, I kind of understand this one a bit more because they didn't know the full story, and we knew this time that they for sure didn't know the full story because we saw Kim covering a bit for Jimmy. So, but she seemed to imply that they're not done, right? Like, Jimmy was afraid he lost Kim, and so that's why he was gonna, like, do all this. And her words were, if you go and see Hamlin, then we're done. And he's like, so we're not done yet? And she didn't really answer, but it seems to me that there is, like, room for recovery between Jimmy and Kim. But yeah. Oh man, guys. And then I haven't even gotten to the conversation between Jimmy and Chuck. But first off, I mean, Jimmy showing up there at night, unlocking the door, he still has a key, and goes in, and finding Chuck, like, hyperventilating almost on the couch because of going in. And despite how angry Jimmy is at Chuck, he still is his brother, you know, and he still goes in and helps him and gets him some water and gets him an extra blanket, and then just sits there with him all night and gets him some tea in the morning and everything. And then they have, like, once he sees that he's okay, then they have at it. And I feel like that's, I almost feel like that's like the nature of their relationship a bit, is like Jimmy sees Chuck in trouble and drops everything to help him. Chuck sees Jimmy in trouble and drops everything to help him, in some situations anyway. We've only seen Chuck really do that in like one situation, I think, right? Because that was like in the past when he came in and got all the charges dropped for whatever it was he did that landed him in jail and everything. But I feel like there is that like self-destructive relationship that they have going on there. But then there's also like Chuck seemingly like that's like Chuck claims he didn't do anything because he wants to claim that he's not extorting, and I guess the fact that he didn't say, like quit being a lawyer or whatever, but it feels like Chuck is like towing the line, whereas Jimmy crosses the line a little bit, but it seems like Chuck goes right up to that line. Like he's okay with that gray area of going right up to that line, but he doesn't step over into like illegal category, right? Because we saw him in that meeting, and the vibe I got by the look at his face and everything, and the way he said to Hamlin, like, what are you gonna do? Like, obviously that wasn't him saying, like, oh, you have to go and move Kim, but I feel like that was, like, pushing Hamlin's hand of being like, hey, you gotta do something, what are you gonna do, and made him feel like a little more rushed to make a decision, maybe, I don't know. But just the look on Chuck's face was really, like, devious, too, wasn't it? At least to me, the look on his face was like, yeah, this'll get Jimmy, kind of thing, but I don't know. Oh, man, it was crazy, and that the argument they had and everything with Jimmy trying to get him to, extort him into quitting the law and getting everything he wanted if he just like crossed that line. Basically, Jimmy trying to drag Chuck down to his level and show that, like, yeah, I made a mistake, I fucked up, but anyone can do that kind of thing, trying to get Chuck to do it too. It was rough to watch, but yeah, I wonder where we go from here, because really we left off there, right? Like Jimmy just left. Did he go into work and he like what's his name? Chuck was saying he'd be 20 minutes late if he left right then. He did leave, but like did he show up late that day? Did he just like call out or something? I don't know. But does Jimmy just try to play by the rules the best he can? But like, Jimmy's just trying to do what he can to, he has this issue where the Sandpiper residents aren't responding to like these mail-in letters that they send, because Jimmy has this theory that that the staff are throwing them away before not the customers, but I guess they kind of are customers, but before they get delivered to the people. And Cliff was saying, well, that'd be really pretty much impossible to prove. So, next Jimmy comes up with this plan, which ended up being a little bit of solicitation, and he said he'll never do it again, so now he has to find another way. So he comes up with this awesome idea, this commercial, and he ran it without permission. It was extremely successful. It does everything they need to do, but the board isn't happy with it. He should have showed them first. By the sounds of it, them watching it, even if he went to them first, they wouldn't have approved this. So maybe the commercial they would have come up with and settled for wouldn't have been as successful. It might not have been as gripping to the people of Sandpiper, kind of thing. So, but it's like, I understand Jimmy trying to do what he can because he wants to be successful in this job, right? Like he's trying to do things legally after the solicitation thing, but then he does things legally, but it's against the company rules and stuff like that. It's like, he can't win. He's trying to find all these ways to get what he needs to do done, and all of it is just blowing up in his face. And some of it, I'm not gonna say that Jimmy's not to blame. Like, obviously he should have gone through proper channels. He should have talked to Cliff first, showed them and everything, but I think he knew it was going to end up this way, and he was hoping, like they talked about this episode, that the ends justify the means, right? He was hoping that by showing the commercial and getting really good results, they'd overlook the fact that he went behind their back, but it didn't end up going that way. So, but it was a rough episode. I'm curious where we go now, because I feel like Jimmy's spiraling again a little bit. Like, does he clean it all up? Does he, what's it called? Or does he spiral even more and keep doing this shit kind of thing? But maybe for Kim's sake, he tries to be a good boy kind of thing, because it seems like whatever happens to Jimmy reflects bad on her, because she was the one that recommended to Hamlin to push in all this, and then Hamlin recommended Jimmy and all this. So a lot of this reflects bad on HHM, which then reflects bad on Kim. And so, for Kim's sake, Jimmy might, once again try to do good, but hopefully he doesn't do bad in the process. So, crazy episode, guys. That's going to be it for me. I can't wait to watch more. So, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. This was a Patreon show, so you can see all of it right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, all the rest of Better Call Saul is on there, so check that out if you're interested. Link in the description below, or it should be popping up on the screen. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.